So this is some free talking on the mating game, the interplay between men and women in daily life and specifically in romance. And what I'm thinking is that I see the mating game as being um the behavior of an addict around his chosen drug. So basically, men are addicted to women in the same way as anyone can be addicted to an addictive drug like cocaine or something. So men are basically addicted to women, and that means that men need to be around women. They need to associate with women. They need to engage with women as much as possible, and ultimately they want to achieve sex and a relationship and marriage, etc. So I think it is valid to regard the behavior of men around attractive women as being the behavior of a drug addict around a certain drug. It is addictive behavior and it has consequences in that men will put the drug first, or in this case, men will put the woman first. The woman will be the focus of his attention or his energy. He'll spend money as required to engage with the woman. It basically becomes a main focus of his life, and I regard this myself as unhealthy because this giving up control of himself to his desire is not healthy in the main. Myself, I've decided to forsake women now in my life. I won't attempt to attract a woman. I won't attempt to romance a woman anymore. I've been there and done that, I suppose, in my life, and I've learned a few things. Now, I've covered a lot of what I've learned in a video documentary I made on YouTube called ManWomanMyth. And the video is still available there and on this channel as well. But also other men out there and the political party Justice for Men and Boys also has a copy of the documentary on their YouTube channel. So there are a number of issues regarding the treatment of men in society, which is negative, and this is called misandry. And misandry is an equivalent word to misogyny, but applying to men. So there are a great number of negative issues affecting men when they relate to women. Accusations of inappropriate behavior being one of them. It's basically difficult for a man to romance a woman without risking negative damage to his life, legally and whatever. If he romances her and she's upset in any way, then he's possibly committed a serious offence. And there can be strong issues when a man romances a woman and she takes offence, she doesn't like it, doesn't want it. And this could be legal problems or it could be personal problems where she might get friends to give you trouble for attempting to romance her. It can be difficult for a man to relate to a woman that he's attracted to without him risking some kind of harm to his life, legally or physically or whatever. the bottom line is that the woman has a great deal of control of the situation, and can affect the man harmfully if she chooses to do so. The situation when a man attempts to romance a woman is badly arranged, I would say, to make the man be in a very vulnerable position if he attempts to engage with the woman. So, in my opinion, it's best for men to avoid women romantically. There are a great number of risks and problems for him in romancing a woman, and he should definitely be aware of this at least. But as I say, in my opinion, I think it should be avoided, to be honest. Now, nature has made us a certain way, quite obviously, and men are supposed to be attracted to women and supposed to go on to have children with women. But the legal issues that are arrayed against men now, the easy way that a woman can claim offence and enact damage to a man's life so easily, so casually, it can be very difficult for a man to even so much as approach a woman who he's interested in. So, as I say, in my life, I've decided to no longer romance women, no longer attempt to meet a woman romantically. I've been there and done that, and I think I've had enough, and I'm not prepared to take the risk, basically, of doing so again. I think it is healthy for me, and it's something that I recommend to many men, most men, to think long and hard before approaching a woman that he's attracted to. If you approach a woman at work, there could be problems for you in your employment if a woman feels offended. If you're out somewhere, all kinds of claims could be made about your behaviour that you should be aware of. So when a man walks up to a woman attempting to chat her up, he's basically taking a risk because the woman holds all the cards in terms of claiming offence and causing much harm to the man who's attempting to romance her. It is a one-way street in this regard, in that the woman has complete control of the situation and can cause great harm to a man if she chooses to do so. So what I'm saying is, generally to men, to think hard before you approach that woman across the room in some bar somewhere. The options the woman has available to her to cause serious harm to you as a man are very wide, and she can make your life very difficult very easily. She can make any claim about your behaviour very easily, and you can defend yourself. My advice, for example, is to never allow yourself to be alone with the woman in a private place, in an office or something, after work, whatever. It's just you and the woman alone in the office. She can make any claim about your behaviour, however, she can make any claim about inappropriate behaviour, and you will not, as a man, be able to defend yourself from such a claim. If you stay at work and it's late, let's say, so you stay back at work, 6, 7 o'clock, whatever, the office is empty and it's just you and the woman there. And you could just finish your work, say goodbyes and go home, and then find out the next day that she made a claim that you behaved inappropriately towards her. And what could you do in that situation? As a man, you are basically defenseless against the woman's accusation in those circumstances. It is basically risky to be alone with any woman that you don't know really well in a private place. And I hesitate to say this, but even if you do know her very well, there could still be an issue if she chooses to make it an issue. So, as I say to men, never allow yourself to be alone with a woman in a private place, particularly if it's at night or something like that. So don't stay back in the office late, so it's just you and the woman in the room. It's too risky, it's not worth it. So men need to protect themselves and be aware of the risks of what I've termed toxic women. So men need to be aware of the risks and the dangers of this. So it's a very strong advice. Never allow yourself to be alone with a woman, particularly if you don't know her very well, in a private place. It's simply not worth it. I think there's other advice I'd want to give, but I'm having a memory problem right now due to injury. So it's difficult to cover a range of topics. But just bear what I said in mind, because I think it's important.